Eloi, lama sabachthani. Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. Wena Thixo wami, Thixo wami, Baba wamehongisi, ela nina ewe Thixo wami, wena Baba wami, Baba ungisi. When I was given this word, I told my wife that this is the most difficult word I've ever received as a child of God and as a preacher of the word. You see, this word is difficult because it says, "Why have you forsaken me?" Now, the one who says, "Why have you forsaken me?" is himself God. He's talking to another God. Say, "God, why have you forsaken me?" So in other words, God had to forsake God in order to win you and me. Why? Why? Pella, you are also a God on earth. So God had to forsake God in order to win God. Pella, the blood of goats could not save you. Because already in the beginning, God already said, you are above the goats. So how can something that you are above save you? So he had to use something that has a DNA of godliness, because he was saving another. You are very valuable to God. You think when you are nothing, but I want to tell you, you are the image. You are the image. Pella, you see the image. When you look in the mirror, you see yourself. That's the image. You have the fingerprints of God. When other things were created, God just spoke. But when he created you, he had to touch you. He had to give you something of himself. He had to you see, when you are carrying your ID, which is the original, and you make a copy, once you certify that copy, you give it the same power that the original has. Well, now you are the certified copy of heaven. Woo! The certified copy is able to do what the original does. Even if you don't carry the original, but because you have the certified copy, you can do everything. So you are the image of Christ. Don't call another Christ now, because you are Christ on earth. You are Christ on earth. So Jesus had to be forsaken for the first time in history. The Trinity had to separate because of you and me. Christ, he's a 3-on-1. God is a 3-on-1. But on the cross he had to be 2-on-1, because all the sins of you and me were upon Christ. So when God was looking at Christ at that time, he was not seeing his son, but he was seeing your sins and my sins. He was seeing prostitution upon him. He was seeing murder upon him. He was seeing every bad thing you can think of. The amazing part is that when angels rebelled in heaven, there was no redemption plan. But when you and me sinned, something had to be done. Something had to be done. Woo! Something. Lucifer, who is now Satan, when he rebelled, nothing was done. But when the image of God did something, God had to send his only son to reach out to his. You see? You don't know how valuable you are. You don't know how special you are. You allowed us to define you and tell you who you are based on what you have and based on your situation and your background. But I want you to know that you are special to God. Jesus says, Eloi, Eloi, lama sabachthani. The word Eloi is actually an Aramaic word which is from the Hebrew, which says Elohim. And Elohim is attached to the power and the strength of God. So Christ knew exactly how to call God. He didn't just call him randomly. He had to use a certain pin code. He had to use a specific pin code because he knew that he needed the power. So he had to say, Elohim, I need the power. I need to rescue me now. Woo, Jesus.